Hey guys, Sam here, and if you were observant you would have noticed that I am not in the middle of the bush right now. But hopefully, I think at the moment the government are deciding if if we go down to level 3 lockdown instead of level 4 like we are in the moment, hopefully we can get out hunting once we do go down to lockdown level 3. If that happens, I am literally planning on just the day we turn level 3, I am beelining it into the bush. I found an awesome clearing last time I went in there that I want to camp overnight nearby and kind of do a bit of a stakeout, during the morning and the evening. I'll actually show you, I got a bit of footage, so I'll show you a bit of footage now of the clearing. So yes, that is where I am planning to go the split second level 3 ends. Anyway, right, the point of this video. So, if you're observant, as well as noticing that I am not in the bush, you would have also noticed that right here there is the head of a dead goat. And I shot this goat last year during Easter. So actually, yeah, almost just over exactly a year ago it must have been. And yeah, I got that all on video, kind of. So if you want to have a check, if you haven't seen that video already, check it out. The link will be up there somewhere amongst all my other goat hunting videos. But yes, this is my best trophy goat head to date. So I decided, because I'm super bored during lockdown level 4 at the moment, that I'm going to score this head. So I've got a measuring tape. This is the best tape to use. It's like a sewing tape. Everyone's mum will have this, so steal it from your mum. And I've just got pen and paper because I have a terrible memory. Right, so I'm going to score this goat in 2 different ways. The first way is the Douglas scoring system. So this is the scoring system that most of New Zealand use. It's kind of the one that New Zealand and Australia kind of just use for everything, really. So I'm going to do that first off, and then second I'm going to do the SCI, the Safari Club International Scoring, which is slightly different, and I think they just give bigger numbers, so they make you feel a bit better about yourself. So yes, that is what I'm going to do today. So first off is Douglas score. So the first thing that you want to do, the first thing that the Douglas score scores is the spread. So you basically go from tip to tip. So yeah, you just take this, take the right end of the thing. And by the way, if you don't know, it's all in inches, because this is a very old system before New Zealand went to metric, the metric system, I suppose. So it's all in inches and eighths of an inch, because why not? So basically, you go right from the tip here all the way up. By the way, I am not a professional Douglas scorer, if you didn't realise that already, so I'm probably doing many things wrong, but honestly, it's better than nothing. So, right here, and I already know the spread of this goat, and yep, so the spread of this goat is 27.5 inches, which sucks, because I was really wanting a 30-inch goat, but 2.5 inches off. But you're not allowed to say, when you're Douglas scoring, or scoring in general with inches, you're not allowed to say 27.5 inches. You have to say 27 inches and 4/8, because why not? Because it's split up into eighths, because the imperial system, I guess. So the spread of this goat is 27 inches and 4/8. Next, what you're going to want to do is take the horn off your goat, and this is very difficult to do if you haven't boiled the head. It's even more difficult if the goat's still alive, so I definitely recommend killing the goat and boiling its head first. Otherwise, it's very hard to get a goat to hold still and rip its horns off. Anyway, we'll put this to the side for now. So, the first horn, this is the left horn from the goat's perspective. So I'll just note that down real quick. Left horn. Right, so the first thing that you do is get the circumference of the base of the horn. So, basically, you can see there's a bunch of, see here, there's like a little V. I don't know, it's probably not even focused there, but there's like a little V, and you don't want to go over that, right? So the tape needs to constantly be touching horn. So you have to go a little bit up, like a little bit further up the horn, so that when you wrap it round, it's constantly touching the horn. Also, if there's like little ridges and stuff, you want to just go straight over those. Like if there's like a valley, a little shallow valley in the horn, you go straight over it. You don't press into it, because that's going to you know, give you more eighths of an inch, which is not fair, I guess. So basically, yeah, you kind of start here, wrap your way around, constantly touching the horn. Alright, so this looks like it's 6 5/8. That's what I'm going to say for that. So the left horn circumference is 6 5/8. Now this is really rough, by the way, but honestly I'm just doing this for fun. Right, since I've got the left horn here, the next thing that you do is measure the length of the horn, and you do this. So goat horns are pretty easy because they've got a real nice ridge coming all the way along to the top. So that's what you measure. So you start here, get the edge of the tape, put it right here, right at the very tippity top, and then you just work your way around the spine of the horn. Remember, you don't want to push into any valleys or anything like that. You just work your way along, and the cool thing is you can obviously just let go of this, because after you've measured there, you don't really need to hold it there anymore, because working your way along a horn is kind of difficult. So this is a perfect example here. See, the horn does, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but see, the horn dips, so you have to go straight over that. You don't push into it like that. You have to keep the tape straight, really. So I'll just work my way around here. Alrighty, perfect. And so this is looking like, so, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention at the start, if you're measuring and it's kind of like in between, so say, like, for example, this here, I'm not even going to bother trying to show it to you, but it's saying 25 inches and the tip of the horn's right in between 1/8 and 2/8, so you round it up to 2/8. So this is 25 2/8 is the length. 25 2/8. Cool. So that is this horn done. So you put it back on the goat, I guess, and do the second horn. So I'll just do the second horn out of camera, off camera, so you guys don't have to sit through that painful process of watching me do that whole thing again, and I'll come back to you once I've measured it, which should be right that. Okay, so I magically just did it in the blink of an eye, and so I've got the measurements for the left horn and the right horn and the spread. So you'd think that now you just have to add all the numbers together and you'd have your number, but no, that is not actually the case. So we can put this dude over here now. So the thing about the Douglas system is that it's all about symmetry, really. So a good example here, so the bases of my horns were both the same, they were both 6 5/8, but the lengths were slightly different. The left horn was 25 inches and 2/8, and the right horn was just 25 inches. So there's that 2/8 of extra horn on the left horn. The Douglas system doesn't like that, right? So basically what it's going to do is, if you have two measurements which are slightly different, you just take the smallest measurement of the two and double it. So basically my extra 2/8 on the left horn is just irrelevant, apparently. So that's what you do. So if you had a goat, literally if you had a goat that had one horn like this and the other horn was like tiny as, then you might as well have the second horn being just as tiny, because you just take the smallest measurement and double it. So that's kind of strange, but thankfully you don't really get goats with horns that are super non-typical like that. So yes, you take the smallest measurement and you double it. But that, of course, there's only one measurement for the spread, so you don't have to worry about that. But as far as the circumference and the length of each individual horn goes, you take the smallest one and you double it. So once you get that out of the way, then you add it all together and you get your final score, and my final score is... Right, after some quick mathematics, I have added all of my scores up, 27 4/8, which is the spread, 6 and 5/8 and 6 and 5/8 because that's the two circumferences, plus 50 inches, which is because the 25 and the 25 added together makes 50, and that gives a grand total of 90 and 6/8. So that is the Douglas score of my goat, according to me. Yeah, however reliable that is, but the Douglas score of this goat right here is 90 and 6/8. JB Hunting, if you're watching this, which I kind of hope you are, there's another channel very similar to this one, called JB Hunting, and bro, I challenge you to Douglas score your biggest goat here and upload a video of it, and we'll see which one is bigger. Just a bit of a friendly competition, because why not? We've got nothing better to do in this bloody lockdown. Right, so next up, so I've Douglas scored it and we've got 90 and 6/8. The next scoring method is the SCI, is the Safari Club International one, and this literally is Safari Club International score everything. Like this fits under the feral goats, fit under the category of, you know, kudu and black buck and all those crazy African antelope species, so it's not very special, you know, in the grand scheme of things. But anyway, we're going to do that. The thing about Safari Club International is that you don't measure the spread, which is kind of strange. So you don't, you know, the 27.5 inches that my goat has is just completely irrelevant, apparently. But instead, you literally just take the circumference of each horn and the length of each horn, and you add it all together. Even if there's irregularities, you know, even if they're slightly different or whatever, you don't do anything to them like the Douglas score, you just add them together. And I just realised I already have those measurements. I don't even need this to do it again. So let's add that up. I thought that it would give me a bigger number, but something's telling me it's not going to anymore because it's missing a whole 27.5 inches on it. So we're going to have to see what the SCI score for this goat is. Give me 2 seconds. Right, well, that didn't take very long at all. So literally, you just take the circumference, length, add all 4 together, and you get a grand total for my goat of 63 and 4/8. So the Douglas score actually makes it look a bit better than it is, and I just broke this pen. Whoops. But anyway, yes, so that is the Safari Club International scoring, and the Douglas scoring system of a feral goat. So yes, not a super exciting video today. If you're still watching, I congratulate you because it is pretty boring. But yes, if you haven't seen the video of me shooting this goat and other trophy goats like it, go have a look at my channel. Check out all those videos. They're pretty entertaining, as well, I hope they are at least. But yes, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video, which is hopefully some hunting rather than playing with a dead goat head. See you later, guys.